So, you want to learn French? I have a challenging questions for you. Actually, it's two questions. How many people do you know who say they want to learn a language? And two, how many people do you know who have actually done it? The answer will depend a little bit on where you live. If you live in a multicultural environment like me, you might know many people who speak several languages and many more people who want to learn some more languages but aren't making progress right now. Whereas if you live in an area where the only language is English, chances are you know so many people who say they want to learn a language and not so many who have actually done it or who are doing it right now and making good progress. And maybe you're even one of these people who say they want to learn French, but you're not really making a lot of progress right now. There's no shame in that. We've all been there. I myself actually spent many years wanting to learn German and trying to learn German with very little results before I actually did it. So if that's you right now, don't worry. In this video, I will show you how you can shift from wanting to learn French to actually making so much progress that you'll impress yourself and everyone around you. So if that sounds interesting, keep watching. My name is Angel Preto, and on this channel, we talk about what it really takes to learn French and become fluent. Make sure you subscribe because I make new videos every single Monday and you don't want to miss them. In this video, I will show you what makes the difference between a person who isn't making any progress and a person who is making massive progress. And at the end of the video, I will even share a simple exercise that has the power to shift you from being frustrated and making very little progress to having rock solid motivation and making progress amazingly fast. So make sure you watch this video until the end. The first thing that you need to know before you can achieve any result you want, whether it's about French learning or anything else, is that the word want actually covers many different realities in real life. In fact, there are 3 different levels of wanting. So this is what the first level looks like. Many people say they want to learn French, but they don't do anything about it. For them, I want to learn French can be translated as I'll take it if it falls onto my lap, or maybe as it falls into my brain. You are watching French learning videos, so I'm sure you know that it just does not work this way. A new language just does not fall into your brain. It takes some intentionality and commitment over a prolonged period of time to achieve it. But clearly, level 1 people either don't know that or don't care. It's unlikely that you personally are at this level right now because watching videos about learning French is already a sign that you're at least at level 2 or maybe level 3. So I'm just including level 1 here so you have a complete picture. And next time someone tells you they want to learn a language and they don't do anything about it, you can be like, haha, that is a level 1 person. And you'll know they won't succeed unless they move to at least level 2 or better, level 3. So level 2, which you might be at right now since you're watching this video, can be paraphrased as I choose to learn French. So you choose to learn French over something else. You chose to watch this video rather than another video, which would have been perhaps more entertaining. I mean, there are plenty of entertaining videos on YouTube, but you choose to watch this one because you are making a conscious choice to improve your French and to find out how the hell do you finally get fluent. So at this kind of level, you may sign up for a French class, or when you hear that I have a group program which is called the French Fluency Accelerator, you will check the link in the description of the video, and if that looks good to you, you'll sign up. That is making a choice and giving a sign of level 2 commitment. There are so many things you could do with your time, but you choose to learn French instead of doing those things. It's a lot better than level 1, but it's not the best because maybe you've got a ton on your plate. Maybe you have chosen to learn French, but you have chosen many other things too. And yes, you really intend to learn French. You've made the choice, but you know, life is still likely to get in the way at this level because life has a tendency to do that. And so your beautiful plan to learn French might get thrown out the window as soon as something unexpected happens, like an added workload or a little family emergency. And that may even happen more than once and keep happening until you move to level 3. You know, your boss wants you to stay in late, or your child gets sick and poof, your French study session is off the schedule for this week, and that just happens to be the 3rd week in a row. If that's the case, then you're not making any real progress despite the fact that you're at level 2 and you've chosen to learn French. If you have recognized that you're at this level right now, don't worry. In a moment, I will share an exercise that will allow you to move to level 3, which is where the magic really starts to happen. So level 3 is where I want to learn French actually translates as I am committed to learning French, meaning I will do whatever it takes to get this done because it's really freaking important to me. Now, I warn you, this level is not for everybody. If you're thinking, but I can't leave my boss hanging because I'll get fired, and I certainly cannot leave my sick child unattended because that's my child, well, you're absolutely right. But when you're at level 3, you will find a way to get your French study session done anyway. You will reschedule it if you have to, but you'll find a moment very soon just because it's important to you. So as a coach, I have a flexible schedule for my clients because I know that emergencies do happen, and I certainly don't think that French needs to be the top one thing in your life before your job and before your family. Definitely not. However, you can only have so many priorities, and if learning French isn't in your top 5, then there's a chance that it just won't happen because other things will keep showing up and eating away at your schedule. I can see a very clear difference between the students who are committed at level 3 and those who are still at level 2. A level 3 student will send their homework on time no matter what happens at work and with their family. If something comes up and they need to reschedule a session, they will do it as soon as they know about the change and they'll pick up the next available slot, or sometimes they will even pick an earlier slot if possible. These students make progress really, really fast, and I routinely spend a full hour reviewing their homework for each of these students and preparing the most efficient sessions for them every week, and I just love it. They play full on and I get to play full on and bring my entire expertise to them so they learn as fast as humanly possible. On the contrary, I just cannot do the same with a level 2 student, not because I don't want to, but because they will just cancel sessions whenever something comes up, or they will not send the homework on time, or sometimes not send it at all, so I won't be able to spend time to review it and prepare efficient sessions for them based on their recent progress, of which they often have very little because they're just not as committed as level 3 students are. They will always apologize for it very politely, and they will always have very good reasons for things to happen, but that won't help them make progress. If you recognize that you're at level 2 right now, don't worry. Many people are at this level and there is a way out. I will show you in just a moment how you can move to level 3 thanks to a simple exercise. If you have already learned something from this video, please click the like button and share your ahas in the comments. This really helps other learners like you find the channel, and besides, I read and answer every single comment and I look forward to interacting with you. So, what is the simple exercise that will make you move from level 2 to level 3? I'm warning you, it's simple, but it's not easy, like many things worth doing in life. For this exercise to be efficient, you will have to dig deep. You will need to answer a few questions. I recommend you do it by hand and on paper because that activates your brain a lot more than typing. You might also want to keep your answers to yourself or share them only with a trusted person like a coach, for example. As a side note, a coach should always be a trusted person. If you do not trust your coach, you shouldn't be in a coaching relationship with them to begin with, and that applies to me as well. So, are you ready to start? You can answer these questions in no particular order, and you can also just free write the answers after listening to all the questions first. Not all questions will apply to your situation, and that's okay. Just answer the ones that do apply and dig as deep into the feelings as you possibly can, even if it's uncomfortable. Are you ready? I will read the questions very slowly so you can write them down if you want. If you could speak French fluently, what would it mean for you? How would it improve your life? How would it change your career, your relationships? If you have children, how would it impact them? And if you plan on having children later, how would your future children be impacted? What opportunities would you have that you don't have right now? What impact could you have on the people around you or even on the world at large? What good could you do in the world if you spoke French better? How would this make you feel? How would you feel if you could speak French as well as you want and take advantage of all these opportunities? How would your life transform? And perhaps more importantly, how would you feel about yourself? Conversely, if you weren't able to learn French, how would that make you feel? What kind of opportunities would you miss out on? What would your life be like? Which aspects of your current life which you don't enjoy would you be forced to keep? Maybe you would have to stay in a position that you don't love. Maybe you'd have to keep relying on translations or even be unable to communicate with some people. How would this affect your career, your relationship, your children? How would this affect your impact on the world? Would you be letting someone down if you can't learn French successfully? Maybe you would be letting yourself down? Who is waiting for you to learn French so their life will improve? Maybe yourself? Maybe someone else? How do you feel about letting these people down? How would that make you feel about yourself? So I know that some of these questions can be really uncomfortable, and that is precisely the point. You want to dig so deep in your own psyche and feel all the feelings that come up. When you do this exercise right, you will feel a wide variety of emotions, and that ranges from hope, personal satisfaction, and even exhilaration at the idea of succeeding and helping all these people that matter to you on the one hand, and all the way to shame, guilt, and despair at the idea of failing and letting people down or letting yourself down on the other hand, because you just deserve better than that. So if any of these questions strikes a nerve or triggers you a little bit, that's precisely where you want to dig to find the important feelings that you want to activate. When this exercise is done well, this is a very challenging exercise. So I encourage you to do it if you feel that your commitment is not as strong as it could be. It's uncomfortable, but it's worth it, because what you get on the other side is rock solid commitment that will fuel you like nothing else will. After you've done this exercise, you should be totally fired up and ready to implement all the other advice that I give in my videos and get this French learning thing done and dealt with. Or it could also happen that by doing this exercise, you realize that after all, learning French wouldn't affect your life so much. The people you care about wouldn't be positively affected, and neither would you. And there really are other commitments that would contribute to bettering your life a lot more. If you get these results, that is totally okay, and you can take this as your official permission to just give up on learning French, or just pause it indefinitely and only pick it up again if and when it becomes a worthwhile priority for you. But my guess is, if you've watched this video until this point, you know that speaking French well would affect your life tremendously for the better. If you've noticed that you haven't made as much progress as you wanted to, perhaps due to a fluttering commitment, I encourage you to block 30 minutes to do the exercise that I just shared and go very deep into answering the questions. You can rewind the video and pause it as you answer each question. And if you are definitely a level 3 person, whether before doing the exercise or after, if your speaking French fluently would make your life and the lives of others so much better, and you're just looking for someone to help you learn French as fast as it gets so you can move forward and really have the life and the impact you want, well, you might just have found this person. I can take up to 10 one-on-one clients at a time because of the level of care I put into each one-on-one coaching. And right now I have 3 spots left, and they are reserved for level 3 students who are ready to do the work and get visible results fast. So if that's you, you can schedule a free consultation with me via the link in the description below, and I really look forward to talking to you. Else, here is another video that you can watch, and I will see you next Monday.